Alright, I am back. I also forgot to mention that this bundle comes with the cord that you need to, or you don't need to, but you can update the software on this chip if you ever want to. So I downloaded my games. Let's pop it in there. See what happens. I also suggest making a backup of all the files that it comes with. Okay. So all the games are showing up. This one was a ROM hack, so I really wanted to play that one. Let's go to, where's Platinum? There we go. And it boots right up. Playing on original hardware. Sound seems fine. I'm gonna skip through this so y'all guys don't have to be so bored. Alright, we're back. Got through that little intro. Everything seems to be working just fine. And I know the camera probably can't pick it up very well since there's a bunch of but the picture is coming through very well on the screen. Alright, this is annoying. First things first. Okay. Everything seems to work fine. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit because this is still the boring part. Okay, so I'm getting to the point where I'm gonna choose a Pokemon and I'm gonna save. And then I'm gonna shut the game off, take it out, put it back in, and see if everything is still there. Pulls that briefcase out of his ass or something. Alright. So, on my diamond playthrough, I had Piplup. So, I am going to choose, I like Chimchar, his final form, more than Turtwig's final form, so I'm going to use Chimchar. I've never played through Platinum, so I didn't know this is how it starts out, just with the battle. Thought you were supposed to go into the bushes near the lake, fight for your life, and steal a Pokemon. Pretty much. He's not making this easy. Spamming Growl. I think that's the only move he knows. Shouldn't pick up no like headbutt or pound. Tackle, that's probably what it is. It's gonna take forever. Yeah, he does no pound. Critical? No. When am I gonna be able to save? It's funny that you need a special pair of shoes just to run in. Like, technically you can run in any pair of shoes. Some are just not as good as others. Oh, I should have saved. Too busy talking. Alright. Save. Saving a lot of data, yeah, because... Oh, okay. I remember that taking super long as a kid. Alright. Gonna turn the game off. Take the cart out. Put the cart back in. Oh, go straight back to the game that you're playing. That's pretty cool. Quick startup. Yep. And normally this is where people stop. But it being a kind of like an R4 cart where what do they call it? Anyways, everything works good on this cart. I'm gonna test out a few more games just to see how they load up and if they load up. yeah, this is very useful if you have a lot of games. You can back them up from the computer and then download them to an SD. Let's try Soul Silver. Yep, works just fine. No info needed. And yeah, this is the right game. So another thing I wanted to test out was that ROM hack. Let's see if that actually loads up. I heard this was a good one, Light Platinum. I heard it was originally made on the Game Boy Advance, but then they ported it to the DS, remade everything. Shout out to the creator, it just showed up on the top screen. But if anybody can make this port of the game more accessible, because when I search it on the internet, it is very hard to find. You have to patch the ROM yourself, which isn't hard to do, but is extra steps for something that should just be a free game. He advertises if you bought this, then, you know, you should get your money back, because the whole purpose of releasing it on the internet was for it to be a free ROM hack. And the internet's making it super hard for people to get their hands on it. You gotta patch it yourself. Well, first find the Spanish version, which the Spanish version is very hard to find, and then patch it with whatever English patch that they have. So yeah, this is working perfectly fine. So that is pretty much it for this little review. I've heard that the R4 cart and other carts make your DS kind of a little too hot, and either it'll shut off or some of them have like a kill switch in it where eventually it's just gonna not work. But I've heard a lot of good stuff about this one. This is a relatively new Flashcart. DS Pico, it is a open source Flashcart, so people are constantly updating it. You know, people can make it for themselves, and that's why I feel like it's more accessible than some of the other ones. But this one, I'll be leaving the link in my description to get something like this, because the setup for the cart was non-existent. I just had to plug it in and pretty much play my games. And I was looking up some videos on how to actually set up the SD card for this flash cart, and it seemed a little more extensive than, let's say, an R4 card or something like that. This one seemed way more simple, just because the company that sells these actually put all the files that you need for the SD card already on there, so that's a plus. And I only got this for like $15 and some change US dollars, so it's a very cheap alternative to, you know, having, like, let's say 20-40 different DS games that you're constantly carrying around, and, you know, whatever case you have. But this makes it a lot easier for you to have all your games on here, and, you know, it's an on-the-go console, so it makes it a lot easier. But that's about it for this review. I do have a couple more products in Aliexpress that I'm waiting in the mail. I am going to review those, and I'm also going to review this one next. This was also from Aliexpress, a Game Boy Advance 369 games in one. There's a lot of kind of BS games in there, I would say, but it has all of the Pokemon Game Boy Advance games in there, which is pretty cool. And it has them right on the front page. So I'll be reviewing this next, and that's it for today.